Hi, everybody. Welcome to PBTP, Powered by the Players. Powered by the Players is an actual play podcast featuring mini campaigns of all your favorite PBTA games. Each campaign will be a different Powered by the Apocalypse game with a rotating cast of diverse players. Let's power up.
Yes, so Neve, during this time, she'll have gone back to work, an early shift probably, and is like, yeah, and would have been, whilst trying to serve customers who have got the, the ridiculous, like, oh, do you have that book? It's got a yellow cover. And so Neve's obviously like, do you know the author? No, it's a yellow cover. Yeah. Okay, and there's people obviously coming in and out. If there's anyone discussing what has happened earlier that day, anything about the bank at all, so he's trying to see if she can hear anything. Like, oh, did you hear about that? Oh, So, again, not sure what that is.
Yeah, you definitely hear, I would say two older gentlemen, probably like some elderly men coming into the bookstore, and they're kind of like, they're in there enough to know them by face, but not by name, if that makes sense. That you see them in there a lot, but you haven't really spoken to them a lot. And you hear them discussing, because they usually go in, take a look around, and see if there's any, recent old antique finds, and then they go off to play chess across the street at the park. And you hear them like, did you hear what happened today? And the other one's like, no, man. But yeah, you just hear them just discussing the theories behind it. I heard that it's like some conspiracy theory coming out, and the other guy's like, oh, well, I heard that it was a bunch of kids. And he's like, no, that's not a bunch of kids would have these weapons.
Yeah, so it's basically reconfirming, no one's seen our faces. So.
Yeah.
So when there's a break, when I get sort of 5 minutes, I'll sort of sigh and go to my phone, see there's been a lot of activity in the group chat, I'll deal with that in a second. And then scroll down to one sort of WhatsApp between myself and my sister, the Vision, which is completely sort of empty because we don't talk. Hello, smiley face. Just checking in. Do you want to meet for lunch? Smiley face. And sort of send that up and then go, oh, God. I just do not like interacting with her at all.
So it's probably a few minutes before, and you see some couple dots here, and they stop.
Yeah.
And the dots again happen, and then they stop. And then finally you get a text back saying, what happened? Is everything okay? Is Ma okay?
Ma's fine. I just thought we should talk. I'll buy lunch. Smiley face. Money. Books.
And it's that pop that it's going and it stops.
That would have been me as well, back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. Yeah. So it's long time for text between any of y'all, yeah. And she texts back. She's like, "Okay, period. Where? Question mark."
And I say, at the cafe in the park. And I sort of Google, I put a direction sort of thing, basically somewhere neutral that's neither connected to the book bin or Jamie's coffee place next door. I just want somewhere out in the open but public so that everyone can see we're meeting.
She's like, what time?
How about now?
Okay, be there in 10. You head out that way.
Yeah, take the apron off. Say, I'll be 5 minutes, Mr. Moran, and then duck on out.
So you head out to the cafe, and it's a pretty open cafe. It's a pretty day, so there's inside seating, outside seating. It's a nice day, so outside seating is probably what you're going to go with.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Basically, I want to sort of if I can get there first, sit around, sort of assess if there's anyone sort of. I know it sounds very paranoid, but she's my sister and she's a complete bitch. So I'm just going to sit down and be there, sort of waiting, and just be neutral and happy, and maybe get a book out. Pretend to read it because I can't read because I'm very nervous about seeing my sister, and just wait.
Okay. Yeah, you get there. All you see is the two old men that have left already, and they're starting up their chess game in the park. Probably not too far away. They're not in the cafe per se, but they're the chess benches about 100 feet away or so. Not even 100 feet, 50 feet away.
Yeah.
So you can still see them. But it's a pretty quiet day. There's some people running through the park. Someone's walking their dog. That's about it. It's pretty chill. 10 minutes, right on cue. Aoife walks up from the park, more of a
She wouldn't dream coming the same way as I did. I know.
No. And does she look like you? Because your siblings and all.
Yeah. It's the uncanny resemblance, but she's a bit younger than me. So probably has a different hairstyle, maybe a bit longer hair and not pigtails, but that sort of thing. So she's definitely looked younger. She's probably much prettier. Like I imagine Neve to be sort of very plain looking, so she'll have lots of makeup on and look very like suave.
Very like into the trends and the makeup and
definitely
fashion and all that.
We'll have sunglasses on, etc.
The big old round ones or something, or like
yeah.
her hair is down and it's like in a long like side braid or whatever, and
yeah, exactly.
it's like on her phone just texting the whole time. As she's walking up, she walks up, doesn't even take the sunglasses off yet, and sort of just plops into the chair across from me as she's texting. And then she finally finishes texting and puts her phone away. She's like, "Hey, sis.
Hello. Long time no see.
We had dinner together like 2 nights ago at Ma's house."
Yes, but
at our house.
That's different, though. Now, I don't want you to think I'm checking up on you. Have you heard about what happened at the bank today?
It was robbed, right? Like, by some people in some weird masks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I don't suppose that you know anything more about that? You were involved in some... Now, I know that you said to Ma that you wouldn't do anything like this again. I just wanted to check. I hear things and I don't want to upset her unnecessarily.
You're going to go ahead and tell Ma that if I was involved or anything?
I wouldn't do that. But for my peace of mind, I just want to check.
And also, like, why would I be involved with a bank robbery? That's just so last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my thing anymore. You know that. It's all about technology and, like, internet. That's some, like, kiddie pool stuff. That's not I don't have time for that. And we're just waving it off, and, like, her phone buzzes, and she's just, like, texting again, like...
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was you. Like, it was just one of those things. Well, I mean, people do need money for tech stuff. Anything big in tech recently? I mean, I love my books, so...
Big in tech? Tech's the whole thing. Books are so, like, not to say last century, but, I mean, have you seen bookstores are kind of going down in the drain? It's all about ebooks and, like, Audible books now.
But books are great. I think... Look, I'm not going to change your mind on this. I just wanted to check that you weren't in any trouble or anything like that, and if you ever were, I would be happy to help if it's needed and if you want it.
I'm fine. I don't need any help. Things are going great. Life is good. I'm not involved with a stupid bank robbery. I don't know what got you, like... And you can tell, like, her well enough, right? To, like, see when she's, like, being, like, I'm full of shit, but, like, I just want to push you off the, like, side, like I'm lying to you.
Yeah.
This is where she's at right now. She's like, oh, I can't believe you're saying this about me. Sort of like playing the victim, like, I can't believe you think that I'm involved with this. How can you, like, why would you assume that? Like, I haven't been doing anything lately. Like, I've been pretty okay. Ma got me pretty hard last time, so I kind of have to stick to my books for the time being. Well, not books, but, like, my studying.
I'm really pleased. And, you can always rely on me to sort things out. Like, I know we don't see eye to eye on everything, but I'll be there for you.
And I appreciate that, but I don't need you to fix my problems if, like, I don't need you to, like, hold my hand. I'm my own person.
No, I understand that. But you understand that if you were involved with that bank robbery and anything else, and I lean in very close at this point and go, I will fix it. I will fix it and any other problems you have caused for this town.
Do you want to roll me a,
Ooh.
Let's see here. Would it be a provoke someone, assess the situation? Like, Which one would you like to do?
I'd like to, pierce the mask, I think. So when I pierce someone's mask, see the person beneath, so roll mundane.
All right,
Okay. So that's a 7 on the dice. Oh, I think mundane's not very good. Mundane is just 0, so 7 straight.
Okay.
So I get to ask one question, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So the questions are, what are you really planning? What do they want me to do? What do you intend to do? How can I get Carrot to do something? How do I gain influence? I think my question would be, what are they really planning? So what is Eva really planning?
All right. As you're like sort of like just staring at her, as she's just like, how dare you? Why are you like this? She's just going off on like woe is me. I'm the victim here, sort of like train. We've all seen those people. You know how it goes. I just don't, and you're just sort of like zoning out on her words, and you're just like sort of focusing on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said whenever you pierce the mask or you like assess the situation or things get dark and you sort of just like focus in and you get visions? Is that right?
Yeah. So like when I do the sort of memory stuff, it's almost like I'm there in the moment with them, and it's like Minority Report. I can go zoom back and forth, but it's like within 10 minutes or so. So it's nothing like, but I can see bits, or I feel maybe bits of the character. So like almost like a faded memory.
Okay.
And then I'm sort of in it as well.
Yeah. So as she's just going off, and you just sort of zone out, and then you stare at her, and all of a sudden the world around you sort of shifts in that hazy sort of tune, and you land, quote unquote. You shift into like a memory of sorts where you see Aoife in what looks like a technology lab, like it's just pristine LED, like sort of like walls and panels like in the floor. So it's just like that bright light, just like panels all around. And you see her talking to, it looks like a figure of sorts who's a little taller than her. He's like, it looks like a figure is like 6.5 feet tall, sort of broad shoulders. And you can't see because the light itself sort of like dark. And you see them sort of like looking at, holding this piece, just like weird pieces of technology. You don't really hear the conversation itself. You just hear them, like, see them talking to each other. And then you see a board behind them with like blueprints and plans and algebraic rhythms and just like a whole bunch of
like coding and stuff, perhaps.
Yeah, coding, technobabble. It sort of fades out in her. And you just see around them various parts of robotics and technology pieces and computer setups attached to various wires and whatnot. You get the idea that she's working with someone. But you don't know who it is, and it's kind of involved with technology itself.
Great. So as she's sort of going off and going like, yes, sorry, I got a scare, and I'm very oversensitive to these things. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have doubted you.
Well, I'm fine. You don't need to be like this. I don't know. And she's just like looking at her wrist, because something beeps, and she has like one of those iPhone sort of like iWatches sort of things.
I like the idea she maybe has several.
Oh yeah, and it's like so it's kind of like multiple bands, so like various things, like one beeps and then another beeps and then like a third one further up beeps. She's like, and she looks down and she looks up. She's like, "Are we done?"
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to take you. And I'll maybe something to go, perhaps. Just
I'm good, thank you though. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, it's been great, sis. I'll see you around.
Okay.
And she sort of just, as she's walking away, she's like hitting all the buttons, and she's pulling out her phone and texting again.
Yeah, I'll just go, okay. And then presumably at this point, my phone beeps.
Yeah.
And I go, and I'm like, all right, well, I have no way to get there quickly, so I'll just walk at a brisk pace on my lunch break, just like...
Just haul yourself over there.
Get the book, get something to go, and I'll make my way to the address that they put in.
What do you get to go?
What do I get to go? I'll be like, I'll get distracted. I'm like, can I get a chai latte, but with soy? And can I get and then I'm like, no, just tea, and we'll go. Great.
And of course, they ask what kind of tea, so then you're stuck.
The foibles of being a British person is like, I said tea. Let's just get that, and just tea.
So like black tea, sweet tea, green tea, rooibos, red.
You know what? It's fine. And then I'll just
Never mind.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I shout, I'm sorry. That's what I leave.
All right, so we're going to cut back to Allie wrestling with the ATM machine that she has there. Hand on the forehead, the top lip, I don't know what you want to call it, of the ATM machine, as it's just like swinging its one arm that still has intact at her.
I think what's happening is I don't think it has legs. I think it was like strictly pulling itself along by its arms. And so now that one arm is gone, it's trying to use the other one to both hold itself up and grab me. So it's actually kind of sad. It keeps like trying to grab me, wobbling, having to catch itself, lifting its arm up again to grab me. And it's just like, it's not happening. And I'm like watching it and almost feeling bad for it.
Yeah, it's like on your scale of like, drones going array versus, Gundams attacking. I'm going to say it's like a step above the drones. It's not much. It's just bigger and just dumb. Like, it's just trying.
It's a bit like watching a Roomba be stuck in a corner.
That's so sad.
Or on a carpet where it says, I'm on a cliff. Get me off this cliff. And you're like, you're on a rug. You're just on the edge of a rug. That's all. Pretty much. So drones going array, Roomba's being dumb, this ATM machine.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. That's the list right there. And so you pull up the call, and I guess as soon as everybody hears about it, because Jamie got this call too. We're going to flash back to Jamie real quick as you get the call.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just going to run over Jamie? Is that what's going to happen?
Yes, I get it. And I'm like, I started out of the police station. I was going to attempt to go to school. Oh, I have a text message. Let's go there.
You just see he's turning around, like starting to walk to the right, and you get the text, and you just like do a quick loop, and you just.
And I think like after Allie has like landed and like kind of restrained this thing. I think the woman probably ran away pretty much immediately.
Yeah, she scrambled up to her feet and ran off.
Now that Allie has a free hand, what she does is she takes a picture of it and she texts everyone, and she's like, I've named him Adam. Can we keep him?
As a selfie mode? Like,
yeah. But it's like ATAM. Atom.
Yes. So yeah, as you're and Jamie, you're around in the corner as your phone dings again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to look in time, or are you just going to keep running?
Yeah, I look at it and I see the picture, and it like as I'm walking up, I'm still seeing you like still holding the pose.
I have a thought. What if as you were taking the selfie and just click, there's like Vignette and I accidentally photobombing it as we teleport in?
I love
Jamie's
it. Yeah.
round the corner as well, so like all of you there.
Yeah, so yeah, you take the photo. Jamie's just like walking around the corner, like just be like looking from their phone and just like looking up, like what? And then you see Vignette and Amir sort of just pop in, and like it's like not even like they're fully there yet. They're like still like in that like I'm kind of
like a blur.
Yeah, it's like a blur. But you see the purple of Vignette, and you see Amir's. You see the flash of the rainbow sort of colored from the inside of the trench coat. I don't think this is too from the book bend. It's probably like 3 blocks, so it's not too far.
Yeah, I'm just just speed up even more. Just after looking at that picture, I was like, oh no. Like, I have to be there. We can't keep this. But obviously, I said it in my head, like, just speed run if I can. But
right.
Let's face it, it's not gonna be quick.
4 out of the 5 of you are currently there. You'll see this ATM with one arm with an angry emoji face.
What is this thing?
I think it's an ATM turned evil because it was attacking a lady. It's missing an arm and it can't walk, and it's honestly a little sad, but I think it's kind of cute. So I didn't want to destroy it because I didn't know if like we wanted to open it up and see what was inside it and see what was making it evil, to see if this is going to be a bigger problem.
Yeah, I think a walking evil ATM is gonna be a problem.
Well, it's not so much walking as dragging.
That's not good either.
Unless it learns to do handstands, which that could be dangerous. But
I can do a handstand. Vignette
cool.
does a handstand.
Nice. I can't anymore. My bone structure doesn't support that very well.
I don't know how that's helpful in this situation, but good job, Vignette. Good job.
Right. I'm here. What is that?
So it's an ATM. It's evil. And it has no legs, and I took off one of the arms. But it used to have 2. And we were speculating that if it learned to do handstands, it might be able to get places faster, which is not... I'm not trying to give you ideas, Adam. You stay there.
Please don't teach it things. Please.
It just starts giving an excused emoji face, like...
So
I probably match it with my face.
We just got back from the nurse's office at school, and this might be some sort of a prototype for some robotics program or something. You have to pay to get in or something, and that's why those bunnies stole from the bank to pay to get into this robotics program. That's by Dr. Troy Roswell. I would have texted it, but since we came here pretty much instantly after I found that out, I figured I'd just tell you in person.
Doc, okay, that makes sense for what the kids in the jail were talking about. Who's Trevor Roswell or Troy Roswell?
I don't know. That was the information I got before the address showed up, and I figured getting here was more important.
Did they say... sorry. Did they say if it was at the school or was it somewhere else?
Well, if you have to pay, it's been a while since I've been at high school, but like high school clubs and activities, I don't know. I think those are covered by like school fees at the start of the year. So like you shouldn't have to pay extra for those.
Well, I've just come back from a very interesting lunch with my sister. Thanks to Ali actually for mentioning it when we met before. She's definitely up to something crafty. Oh, do not trust her. I think she is connected to this technology, and this just confirms my suspicions of her being a complete bitch. So, brilliant. Score 1 for Neve. Great. Okay, next problem. We need to turn this thing off. Is there a button? Or can you hold it up? Maybe under the other arm? Vignette.
Vignette has been trying to open this up because Ali had mentioned that we should open it up. So that is what Vignette has been doing.
So are you just like trying to like tinker your way in and like...
Yeah, she like looks at its face, like holds it and looks at its face and then like looks on the side and like knocks on it and raises the arm, and she's just like trying to get into it. I don't know if you want me to roll to see if she accidentally gets into it by doing this or if she just doesn't.
You have a technology one, right? Or something?
I have. I don't believe it will help me because it is when you alter a human device with your alien tech. Yeah, I'm not using any alien tech.
I'm just looking at right.
I mean, I could also just reach out and like rip a chunk off the back.
Oh, while I'm looking at it, you see that I'm doing it, and then you just reach out and like, here you go.
You're just like you're trying to figure out ways to break in, and like it's giving that confused emoji face even more, and like it's. You see the arm, the one arm still like, it's now trying to reach for you and you're just like avoiding its grip. And then you see Ali just be like, just reach back and just pulls the back panel off.
Like a tin can, yeah.
Exactly. Like rips it off like the styrofoam top of like a microwave meal.
Oh yeah, just pulls it away. Amir, you will know that you remember that he told you it's from the university, I think?
It's a university program.
That would make sense. But why would the kids want to get in on it, though?
I guess it's an opportunity for them. Like I said, I didn't really ask. I mean, I did accidentally sit on their foot while I was asking, so...
Your interrogation techniques never cease to amaze me. I mean, does anyone here have any university contacts? Just looking around the room.
I could always speak to our guidance, our school counselor. I mean, she would know some, at least the admissions.
Maybe get some of us in there on a tour, perhaps, rather than, infiltrate that way with some others getting in. I mean, because at this moment, we've just only got circumstantial evidence. I think it sounds like, from what I gathered from my sister, that she is working with someone. It would make sense that it is this person at the university. But what were they trying to do? And where's the point of this machine? You said it was attacking someone?
Yeah, so I'm guessing that some lady was trying to make a withdrawal, and then it kept saying like cannot process request or something like that. And it was dragging itself along and was trying to grab her. So I jumped off the roof onto its arm, and that's why it's missing an arm. And then it got mad at me.
Is it still active right now, Morgan? Is it like it's been ripped apart?
Its arms kind of like flailing still at Ali, because Ali's. I think you're still holding it by the top part, and it's still sort of flailing. It was flailing at Vignette earlier as she was poking and prodding at the metal. But now she's at the backside, can't really reach her, so it's going back to Allie. It's still functioning in Vignette while you're tinkering in there. Give me assess the situation.
Okay. Superior is, I have +2. 9, 10, 11.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
You get to ask 2 questions.
What here is the biggest threat is my first question.
All as you can tell, it's the swinging arm, and it's just that seems like, other than that, it's like a low grade sort of creature. So it's the biggest threat here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it. It's just the whole of this dummy ATM.
Okay. So there's nothing else like waiting around. Okay. That's good to know. What here can I use to get more information about this ATM monster?
Yeah, so as you are fiddling around in the back and you're just like checking things out, it's Earthling tech, so you're not as accustomed to this as you are your own.
Mm-hmm.
You can spot something when it's out of place. Like so you actually look in, you see that there is a sort of a chip of some sort that's sort of like latched in, and it's like a different color metal than the bright silvers that are in the inside and like the wire and whatnot. It's like a dark gunmetal steel sort of chip that has like probably like some light blue, and it just has a white P written in the middle of it. You see that, and it's within range if you wanted to like assess it closer.
Yeah, I was thinking because obviously as a player I don't want to damage it, but Vignette. So Vignette just pulls it out and holds it up.
And as soon as you pull it out and turn it off, pull it up, the arm goes limp and the screen goes black.
Aw.
Oh no, did I?
No, it's probably a good thing.
Oh, okay.
It's no longer suffering. It's fine.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Well, we have this.
Great.
So you just
What
pulled
is
that,
it?
you pulled that thing off and it just shut down and turned back into a normal ATM, huh?
Yeah, it's the only thing that looked
With
like
an
it was
arm.
different.
And it's probably about the size of a postage stamp, so like
Is there like a symbol on it or like any sort of
there's a white P on the front of it.
A P? What could that stand for?
Can we put this somewhere else to see what's on it?
into like a computer perhaps or someone's phone? Like does it have like is it one of those very convenient things where if we plug it into something it'll just somehow manage to go into it and we won't have to go around various laptops going, no, that's not the right connector. Anyone have a USB-C? Yeah.
Could I take a photo of it and like Google reverse search to see if it's like a logo of something?
Yeah, I don't think you can you Google it and you look and you see, but you find things like Photoshop, programs that have a logo.
And then it starts getting into the I should have put the safe search on sort of territory. And I'm like, okay, so it's not an obvious logo of something.
Troy Roswell doesn't have any P's in the name.
Yeah, although if you take the slant out of the R, it does turn into a P.
And there's nothing to say that that's not a fake name because it sounds a little fake. And there's also like if he has a supervillain name that starts with a P, that we have no way of knowing that. Like, I don't know. I don't want to plug it into something though, because like, what if it turns your computer evil?
Good
Yeah,
point.
good point.
Like,
Allie.
is it an all-purpose evil button?
I don't wish to press anything on you, but do you have any sort of tech from your homeworld that could help us with this without plugging it in, maybe scanning it perhaps, maybe we can get some more information?
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I'll look through my bag. Not this bag. She holds up the brown paper bag she's carrying and she looks at Jamie and she's like, but these are supplies for a crimson wave. I got them from the school nurse.
Do you still have the Band-Aids on your face?
Yes, I totally have the Band-Aids on my face too.
To be honest, I've just been ignoring it because I'm like, it's questions for later. Okay.
Yeah, so her bag would be back wherever she's staying. I think we talked about her staying either in Amir's basement or a cabin from time to time. So I'm going to say they're in Amir's basement if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's where you usually live, and then when you kind of need your fortress of solitude, quotation marks, you go to the cabin.
Yeah, so you have the information, you have the things. What's the next step?
Maybe we should go to is the book bin sort of our like group lair?
I mean, you're more than welcome to come. It's just I might have to dash off every so often to make sure I'm serving customers. We can, or we can go back to the chill.
Yeah, I guess we could go to the chill.
The second time in one day.
It's been a long day.
It has
has
been a
been a
long
long
day.
day.
Their ice cream's the best. Why not?
Yeah, it's like 3:00 at this time, so
We could use some hot chocolate.
I'm good without the chill hot chocolate. I'll get something cold. Like I don't need to subject my taste buds to that. I'm good.
Well,
You've
just a
done it
pinch of
once.
salt will make it better.
you've done it once and you're like, nope, never again.
Yep.
All right, so y'all are heading off to the chill, or you're leaving the ATM where in the middle of the road, or
Yeah, I think I'll turn. Ali, could you possibly maybe? I know you won't be able to put it back in as it was, but maybe clean it.
Like-
we'll all help. Yeah.
Should I like, do you want me to pick it up and take it to the nearest bank, or just like put it by these trash cans?
Oh, I was thinking putting it back into the wall, almost like
I think it needs
puzzle.
to be plugged in. Like, I don't think it's like you just slide it in. Also, the back is kind of gone.
Oh yeah.
And
will
it's got an arm now.
I'll take it back to the bank because they'll be able to get the money out of it. And if I leave it here, someone will probably.
Well, you did rip it open. I think we can get the money out if we were those sort of people, which we're not. We could get the money.
Well, here, and like Allie tries to like smooth the back on, but it's like all crinkly.
and it hangs for a second and then just slowly starts to fall off again.
Okay, take it back to the bank. And maybe just anonymously, like, oh, we found this. Oh, we're good people, and then meet back with us at the chill.
People might question one person single-handedly carrying the machine.
Well, I think that's not the biggest problem, and Allie like flexes her wings, flashes her tail a little bit. I think that's the least of their questions at this point.
I think just don't be seen by any CCTV. No evidence has to come back to us at this point.
Well,
Yeah.
isn't there one on the machine?
Allie,
we all
Allie
now look at the
kinda-
machine.
Allie reaches over and just kind of like squishes it and is like, "What's CCTV?"
Hopefully that wasn't streaming.
Oh, that's a thought. What if the bad P button was streaming it to whoever turned it evil?
Well, let's face it. The only person they've seen currently would have been yourself.
That's true.
And you're quite scary. So hopefully,
And Vignette once when she like reached, like looked up ferrets, like you know when you see those ferrets in the wild with the camera, you just don't see anything else, and you see a vignette just pop up. Click on the glass.
okay, so they've seen two of us, but that's fine.
Yeah, but to be fair, like we're the ones who have the least like need for secrecy. So
You two are quite striking, I guess. So I guess what we could do. So one idea we did say before was like trying to get a tour. Mixed direction. You were talking about talking to the counselor. If we get in like a tour of the robotics lab, look for a course on robotics, we can just pretend that and then go our separate ways, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we all look like we could be graduating seniors, so...
Oh, group trip? I would very much like to see a university. High school was fun, except for the people. I did not like the people.
Most high schoolers feel the same way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Vignette, we're going to have to talk about people later.
I will write it down in my notes. Must talk about people with Jamie.
I could also just, perhaps take it for a ride at the bottom of a lake if we're concerned about machines.
The ATM?
Yeah.
I guess the money is probably insured.
Could we take the money out and give it to someone who needs it, like that Robin person? Hood, Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I think it's just best that we just don't touch the money.
That's going to ask a lot more questions if we touch
It will
the money.
complicate things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
A good idea.
Allie, I think what Allie does is she like they're in some kind of alleyway situation is what I was imagining. And so I think she goes over to like one of the trash cans and she manages to like pull out something that's not too dirty, like a trash can, like a trash bag or something that she kind of drapes over herself a little bit, just so like she's harder to see on like the bank security cameras. And then she just lifts the ATM up onto her shoulder and she's like, "All right, I'll meet y'all at the chill." And just starts to like walk off in that like weird gait that like birds and lizards have.
So this reminds me. Just, are you wearing like the trash bag, like a old school like ghost costume?
A
Just
little
like
bit, yeah.
just one piece all the way down, like the eyes, so you can see. Okay,
Super inconspicuous, you know.
just big old trash bag ghost.
It's a typical day in this city. That's all.
All right, and Allie's off.
Vignette has to get her bag of alien tech.
Okay, so you have to
she'll
run.
do that.
Okay, so you're gonna run off to Amir's.
Mm-hmm.
Amir, are you gonna go with her, or are you gonna?
Yeah, it's sort of a, hey, do you want to take the shortcut or do we want to take the long way?
I think Vignette assumes that Amir or Mixtraction always likes to take the shortcut, and she's usually up for it. This is like the third time today, so she's a little woozy, but she doesn't want to displease anyone, so she's like, oh, the shortcut. Sounds fun. And then like closes her eyes.
Oh no. And I was like, okay, we'll be there in 5 minutes, and it's like bop.
So as you bop back to the house, Jamie and Neve are just walking towards the ice cream shop, right? Or Jill?
Yeah, essentially.
All right.
Yeah.
So we see y'all going off, and then we bop real quick to Amir and Vignette as they bop over back to the house. And it's like early afternoon, so it's people are starting to come home from work. It's kind of getting busy. Y'all bopped down in front of the house. And what kind of home is it? Like,
It's probably a very kind of modest, maybe like a detached house, 2-bedroom, and like a basement, which is now sort of like a converted studio. And I guess my grandpa's retired, so probably at this point is, I know reliably if it's almost time for like people to come home from school, kind of in front of the TV, kind of watching to see if I've arrived from school, and I kind of pop out of eyesight.
mm-hmm.
And as we pop in, I sort of tell Vignette, or I sort of like very loudly say, hey Grandpa, we're just grabbing a couple of things and leaving. We'll be back soon. Don't worry about us. Bye.
Oh, okay. And he's watching his show, so he's not looking up, so he just gives a wave. But knowing that you're back makes him happy. So you run downstairs and y'all run back out, because I assume that you act like you're walking back out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so y'all grab her bag, and as you're heading out the front door, you see coming down the walkway is these 3 individuals. They all are about like 6 feet tall, all identical builds, Caucasian with dark brown hair, all wear the same sort of uniform, which looks like, those Star Trek tops where it's like has a little V and it's like a long sleeve. It's like that cut with a white undershirt, and the top shirt's black. And then it says across down the middle, like in vertical letters, TIE. And you see these goggles around the eyes that's sort of like almost like Cyclops from X-Men sort of style, where it's just the one piece with around the ears. And it's like a sharp silver.
Like a visor?
It's, like Levi. It's like mixing Cyclops and Levi Burton's from Star Trek. It's like that one piece. Is that one goggle just straight across with a red opaque sort of glass. They sort of walk in uniform. They walk square-shouldered. And as you glance, these 3 people look exactly the same.
Like clones?
You would assume, right? Yeah. Amir, it takes a second, but you remember when you first got your powers, the TIE... You remember seeing that on the sign of that building that you broke into, the Temporal Industries and Enterprises.
Temporal Industries and Enterprises, okay.
Yeah. You see them, and they're just walking up straight towards you. They're getting closer, so y'all are at the front door. They're walking up. What do you guys want to do?
I'm a little panicked, and I look at Vignette, and I see... Are you like visibly woozy?
No, I think she's just like a little bit, but not. It's not like concerning.
I don't know if we've established it, but would I like? Are we close enough that I would have told you about the facility? Like, would you recognize what dye is?
Probably. I feel like we
Yeah.
probably have chatted at least high level about it.
Yeah. I sort of look at you and say, like, should we leave or should we deal with this before my grandpa gets involved?
Do you think they'll hurt your grandpa?
I'm not sure.
Well, then we should probably stay and make sure they don't.
Okay. And I just walk up, like I intercept them before they can get like in front of the house and catch my grandpa's attention. And it's like, hello, fellows. What can I do for you? And I sort of am almost like leading them away from the house.
Yeah, then they stop, and as soon as you walk up, they're like, and they all sort of say in the same monotone voice at the same time, "Are you Amir
Yeah.
Ali?" And as soon as you confirm, the one in front, because it's like a triangle point where it's one in front and then two behind, sort of flicks their wrist and like handcuffs appear, and they're starting to reach for you to grab you, and that's where we'll cut for the day.
No!
Oh no!
All right.
Love it.
Masks is Maggie as the Fury, Fiona as the Watcher, Miriam as Mixed Direction, Diana as the Whisperer, Kristin as Vignette, and Morgan as the Game Master. PBTP is a proud member of the Roll to Play Network. It is hosted by Diana Lorraine, Morgan Nuncio, and Kristin Devine. Discover more at rolltoplaynetwork.com. See you next time.